Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief program. I am your host, Jenny. Today, we have some exciting news to share. First up, the M+ Museum is set to exhibit over 200 works by the renowned Chinese-French abstract artist Zao Wou-Ki starting this December. This is a fantastic opportunity for art enthusiasts to explore the intricate blend of Chinese and European styles that Zao is famous for. In other news, the Asian stock market has seen a slight decline today, with concerns surrounding U.S. President Trump's tariff policies weighing heavily on investors. Despite a record rise in the S&P 500, Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index and other Asian markets are feeling the pressure. Market analysts are keeping an eye on these developments as they navigate through these uncertain times. Lastly, as Hong Kong continues to grow as a vibrant city, there's a push for more sustainable practices during mega events. With the recent Lunar New Year markets attracting millions, there's a call for greener initiatives to reduce waste and promote sustainability. The emphasis is on relaunching the Green Event Guidebook to ensure that future events align with environmental goals. Please stay tuned for more detailed content. South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong's M+ Museum is set to host an extraordinary retrospective of over 200 works by the renowned Chinese-French abstract artist Zao Wou-Ki, commencing December 13 and running until April 2026. This exhibition, titled Zao Wou-Ki, Graphic Works, will feature iconic pieces such as Lecture by Henri Michaud, 1950, and In Honor of the Picture and of Poetry, 1976. The collection, which includes significant donations from Zao's family, represents the largest assembly of his works outside of France and aims to provide fresh perspectives on Zao's unique ability to intertwine Chinese aesthetics with European artistic traditions. His wife, Françoise Marquet Zao, emphasized that the exhibition would serve as a heartfelt tribute to Zao's lifelong commitment to art and inspire audiences to delve into his remarkable journey. According to the Associated Press, Asian stock markets experienced a downward trend despite the S&P 500's continued rise on Wall Street. The Nikkei 225 in Japan fell by 1.5%, while other regional indices like Australia's S&P ASX 200 and Hong Kong's Hang Seng also reported declines. Investors remain cautious due to ongoing concerns regarding U.S. President Trump's tariff policies, which have led to increased foreign exchange outflows and uncertainty in the markets. While the S&P 500 set a new record, bolstered by tech giants like Microsoft, the overall sentiment in Asia reflected a more pessimistic outlook as traders grappled with the implications of fluctuating tariffs and economic conditions. In another piece by South China Morning Post, a call for Hong Kong to enhance its brand through sustainable mega events is emphasized, particularly in light of the significant waste generated during recent Lunar New Year markets. The article highlights the importance of integrating green practices into large-scale events, drawing parallels with successful sustainability initiatives seen in other countries, such as the carbon-neutral Winter Olympics in China. It advocates for the Hong Kong government to revive its Green Event Guidebook and implement stricter sustainability criteria for future mega events, including the upcoming 2025 National Games. By prioritizing environmental considerations, Hong Kong can align itself with global trends in climate action and bolster its reputation as a forward-thinking city committed to sustainability. Nikkei Asia reports that Meituan, the leading food delivery service in China, is facing an extended antitrust rectification period imposed by regulators, which has left the company in a state of uncertainty. Initially set to conclude in October 2024, this period was lengthened due to Meituan's attempts to prevent restaurants from using competing delivery platforms. This follows a hefty fine of 3.4 billion yuan imposed on Meituan in 2021 for monopolistic practices, mirroring a similar penalty faced by Alibaba. As competition heats up with JD.com entering the food delivery market and promising benefits to couriers, Meituan is also adapting its policies to provide social insurance to its delivery personnel. However, the high costs associated with these changes may impact Meituan's profitability, raising concerns among investors. South China Morning Post highlights the recent decline in Hong Kong's stock market, driven by fears that the tech sector's rapid growth lacks the necessary earnings support. The Hang Seng Index saw a significant drop, with major companies like Alibaba and Tencent experiencing losses as they prepare to release their earnings reports. Despite a surge in market value fueled by excitement over AI advancements, analysts warn that the underlying economic challenges remain unaddressed. Goldman Sachs emphasizes that while AI could enhance growth, substantial policy stimulus is still essential for sustainable market performance. This caution comes amidst a broader trend of declining stock values across major Asian markets, signaling potential instability in the tech sector. South China Morning Post also sheds light on a new phishing scam targeting Hongkongers, where fraudsters exploited a recently introduced hashtag prefix system to deceive victims into revealing sensitive information. By using a device to jam mobile signals, scammers were able to send fake messages that appeared to originate from legitimate sources, leading to significant financial losses. Authorities have arrested a suspect in connection with this scheme, which has raised alarms about the security of mobile communications. Experts advise users to be vigilant about sudden changes in signal strength and to avoid clicking on suspicious links. Additionally, companies are urged to work closely with law enforcement to identify and apprehend those responsible for these fraudulent activities. South China Morning Post reports on Aesop's latest fragrance, Orner Eau de Parfum, which embodies a defiant bloom through its innovative composition. Collaborating with perfumer Celine Barrel, Aesop has chosen magnolia leaf as a primary ingredient, offering a fresh take on floral scents. The fragrance unfolds with bright citrus notes, warming spices, and a rich, textured base of sandalwood and cedar, creating an invigorating aroma that speaks to individuality. To celebrate this launch, Aesop partnered with renowned Thai jeweler Pacharavapa Bodharatnankara, who designed a unique necklace and limited edition ear cuff inspired by the magnolia leaf. This collaboration emphasizes the connection between fragrance and jewelry, showcasing the beauty of imperfection and the strength of nature. In another article, South China Morning Post delves into the pressing budgetary concerns facing Hong Kong as Financial Secretary Paul Chan prepares to unveil the city's budget amidst a significant deficit. The potential cuts to funding for public universities have sparked a heated debate about the future of education and innovation in Hong Kong. Critics argue that reducing financial support could undermine the city's aspirations to become a global knowledge hub, especially as universities rely on reserves for research, infrastructure, and long-term planning. The article highlights the delicate balance the government must strike between fiscal responsibility and strategic investment in education, emphasizing that universities are vital for nurturing talent and driving economic growth. The South China Morning Post also explores the challenges facing Hong Kong's finance chief as he navigates the complexities of public spending amid a looming deficit. With the city grappling with financial hardships, residents are increasingly concerned about potential cuts to benefits and subsidies. The article highlights the delicate political landscape, where any expenditure reductions could provoke public backlash, particularly among low-income groups reliant on government support. As the government contemplates adjustments to various subsidy programs and civil servant salaries, the need for bold reforms and transparent fiscal policies becomes crucial to restore public confidence and ensure sustainable economic growth in Hong Kong. South China Morning Post reports that Canada must engage with China to alleviate the trade pressures imposed by the Trump administration. Paul Evans, a professor emeritus at the University of British Columbia, emphasizes that diversifying trade and shaping international institutions necessitates China's involvement. In light of Trump's recent tariffs on Canadian goods, Canada is facing a challenging diplomatic landscape with the U.S., which has prompted discussions about strengthening ties with like-minded countries, including China. Despite the potential benefits, there are significant barriers to improving Canada-China relations, such as technology restrictions and concerns over human rights and political interference. Evans suggests that while attempts to reduce dependency on the U.S. may falter, Canada should still strive for greater cooperation with China in various sectors. In a heartfelt tribute to Nora Ephron, South China Morning Post highlights the impact of her romantic comedies, as explored in the book Nora Ephron at the Movies by Ilana Kaplan. Kaplan recounts her initial enchantment with Ephron's film You've Got Mail and her subsequent journey to celebrate the director's work through thematic analysis of her films. Ephron's ability to weave personal experiences into her storytelling, particularly her tumultuous love life, resonates deeply with audiences, showcasing themes of resilience and the beauty of second chances. Kaplan portrays Ephron not only as a talented filmmaker but also as a cultural icon whose influence extended to fashion and food, leaving a lasting legacy that continues to inspire and comfort viewers. Moody's Ratings warns that Hong Kong banks are facing heightened risks amid a prolonged property slump. With significant exposure to commercial property loans, banks are expected to be more cautious in extending credit to developers, particularly as property prices continue to fall. The report highlights the precarious situation of major developers like New World Development, which is grappling with rising debt levels and record losses. As the property market struggles, smaller developers may face the brunt of tighter lending conditions, and larger banks may also become increasingly hesitant to lend to less creditworthy borrowers. Moody's notes that ongoing asset quality pressures, compounded by challenges in the mainland Chinese property market, could further strain the financial health of Hong Kong banks, impacting their profitability in the coming quarters. South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong's M+ Museum has entered into a historic collaboration with New York's Museum of Modern Art, MoMA, marking the first such agreement between a prominent American institution and an Asian counterpart. This partnership aims to enhance curatorial research, conservation efforts, and talent development amid rising geopolitical tensions between the U.S. and China. The M+ Museum, which opened in 2021, is set to host a significant exhibition featuring over 200 works by the renowned Chinese-French abstract painter Zao Wou-Ki, showcasing the largest collection of his work outside France. The exhibition will run from December 13 to April 2026, celebrating Zao's impact on contemporary art. In another report by South China Morning Post, Young Tak Kung, head of the National Games Coordination Office, emphasized the need for upgrades in many of Hong Kong's sports facilities, despite the newly constructed Kai Tak Sports Park being described as world-class. As the venue prepares to host its first test event for the National Games, Young highlighted concerns regarding older venues like the Coliseum, which require significant renovations to meet modern standards. The Kai Tak Sports Park, designed for various sports, will undergo thorough operational checks to ensure it meets international standards for the upcoming games, including test events for basketball and triathlon. Lastly, South China Morning Post reveals that the United States plans to reduce the size of its diplomatic mission in China by up to 10%, affecting both U.S. diplomats and local employees in various consulates, including Hong Kong. This unprecedented downsizing is seen as part of the White House's broader strategy to revamp the U.S. diplomatic corps and align foreign policy with President Trump's America First agenda. The cuts are expected to be substantial, marking the first major reduction in the U.S. diplomatic presence in China since formal relations began in 1979. The State Department has stated it is complying with the directive to optimize its workforce, although details regarding severance packages and reassignments remain unclear. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.